Hey guys, it's Jim, welcome back to Play It Loud, and in this video we're going to be doing something very, very difficult, which is to rank the 3 Liam Gallagher solo albums.
Whoopee.
Let me know what your ranking is for the 3 Liam Gallagher solo albums, and bottom of the list for me is going to be his newer album, Come On You Know. It's a shame, but the thing is, I really like these 3 albums. I like them, so this isn't a kind of condemnation that much of this album. It just never, it hasn't fully resonated with me like the first 2. I feel like there's good songs on it, but they don't get under my skin, they don't captivate me as much as the songs on the first 2. There is some good stuff on here. More Power is a very creative, interesting song with that whole choir element. The very honest Liam Gallagher lyrics, very much telling us where he's at in life, asking questions, wishing he had the power to change things about certain things in his life and the world. That's a very interesting song. Better Days is fantastic. Better Days is the song on here that I think is as good as anything on the first 2.
There'll be better days when the sun gets into you and the shadows of your heart. There'll be better days when my love will find you even though we're miles apart.
Worlds in Need is good. I like it. Everything's Electric is a blast. I like it, but I don't think it hits as hard as the other 2 lead singles on the first 2. So this isn't a bad album, and I actually think there's some interesting elements to it. I think Liam's clearly experimenting with songs like Oh Sweet Children, you know, and just the sounds throughout the album. And there's a ballad on here, Too Good for Giving Up, which is okay. So it's just that there's effort through this, and there's interest through this. And I feel like Liam was really actually putting an honest, genuine statement out there, and it's not a bad album at all, and I enjoy listening to it. But if this was his only solo album, I'd be sitting here singing its praises. That's how good Liam's output has been. We're going to go second place, and it's going to be the first Liam solo album, As You Were, from 2016. Great album, really, really great album. Liam had something to prove with this, but he completely and utterly regains his confidence in music on this album. It is great. It is a modern day rock classic in my view. I feel like because the industry changed so much, respect is no longer really offered to artists, because I feel like obviously when Oasis were coming up, they were kind of the last band to kind of be respected for reinvigorating at least British music or writing iconic songs. Now whatever comes out, because we know music, there's nothing really, everything's been done, there's nothing new anymore. But when a fantastic song comes out, we don't really herald it as one of the greatest of all time anymore, because we've just seen it all. But Liam and Noel are still doing it. They are still putting out some of the greatest songs in modern memory, and I don't get how, like, Liam's been a massive success, but he's still underrated, because no one really talks about these songs in the way they talked about Oasis. But just based on songs, he's putting out some iconic songs to this day. All of Glass was a shotgun blast through the rock industry. What a great attitude-filled track, which I still love, for Liam to just burst back on the scene with just as much confidence and swagger as he had in Oasis. A big middle finger to everyone. Really great grimy rock and roll, great stuff, catchy as hell. I always love Bold. I think that's a song that creeps up on you, and you know, I liked it more and more the more I listened to it. And I feel like the chorus, it's one of those songs where the chorus starts off quite mellow, then on the second chorus there's more to it, and then on the third chorus it kind of explodes. I love songs like that build up. Greedy Souls, a rock anthem, great song. For What It's Worth is one of the most genuine and earnest songs that Liam had written since leaving Oasis. It was such an honest track. Everyone speculated, was it about Noel? I don't know, but it's a great song, for a great message for people in life who have done something for you and you want to give something back. It is a really meaningful track in that respect. And you know, that's what I'm saying, like, the genuinity of this first album really stood out. really stood out, and Liam was just putting everything out there, putting all his eggs in one basket, putting everything on the line with this album, and it really paid off. Come Back to Me was confident as hell, great fun, just full of self-belief and rock swagger. Universal Gleam was a great little song, a really positive melody, a great vocal style. Of All I Need, I think it's fantastic. I've actually taken a lot from this song. This is a spiritual, euphoric song. This is a life-affirming song. This is Live Forever. Like, this is going into that territory. This is Liam basically thanking everyone, but also at the same time, he's really mulling over what's important in life. Tomorrow never knows, the winds of change will blow. These lines just really get me in this song. Slow down, all things must pass, take your time, know the score. It's just a great message to just step back from life and regain your strength and regain yourself. Of All I Need is fantastic. I've taken a lot from this song. I actually feel like this song has actually genuinely improved my life, and that's impressive. And it's great as well. It's catchy as well, and it's just wonderful to see this rock star Liam Gallagher able to be vulnerable and show that he cares and speak to regular people still, just as much he did in Oasis.
So you write it, you know what I mean? I'm not into writing fucking morbid music like the rest of these pricks that are playing here. They all write bollocks, you know what I mean? They're all like fucking, they're all in pain. Well, my fucking ears are in pain, fucking hearing your fucking voice, you twat.
I think Paper Crown is one of the most underrated songs of Liam Gallagher's career, including Oasis. This is fantastic. He's clearly trying to sound like John Lennon. This is modern day John Lennon, but this is just a wonderful classic melody, a great honest song, a great vibe to it, and a retro vibe to it. And I love how with this album, he didn't do the mistakes he did in BDI. BDI was too retro. It just felt like a tribute to 60s and 70s rock and roll, like a pure tribute. This album is a tribute to 60s rock and roll and 70s and 80s, which is what Liam is, which is what he's always been. But it feels like more than that. It feels like he's actually writing genuine songs that aren't just, you know, rip-offs or aren't just adaptations. There's like realness on this album. This album just felt like it was meant to be for Liam. It was meant to do this album to rebuild his career. It just felt like a culmination and a reinvigoration all at once. And Liam's just been massive since. So, you know, things have a way, you know. I don't know if Noel's secretly kicking himself that Liam's been a lot more successful. It was kind of painted that Liam was the bad guy, and now it's coming back around that like Noel's the sort of bad guy, and like there's a bit of karma for Noel. It's interesting the way this Gallagher brothers relationship is going on. It's like a pendulum, but will it eventually end with them meeting in the middle? Let's hope so.
Noel decides that he can do everything, and he fucking can't.
But the best one, the number one, my favourite Liam Gallagher solo album, again, what's your ranking of these three, is Why Me, Why Not? This is a glorious, rip-roaring album with just the step up in quality is amazing. You're like, As You Were is full of consistent songs, but this album, Why Me, Why Not, it's just great from minute one. And it's full of different styles, different vocal styles, different melodies, different song topics. Of course, you've got Shockwave as the lead single. How you can make a better riff, a better vocal melody, and a better song in general than Wall of Glass, I don't know. But he literally had Wall of Glass lead that album, and then he kicked Wall of Glass out the way, kicked its bum out the way with Shockwave. That riff is so classic at the start, and it just fills you with rock and roll energy and joy. It's a real fun classic rock and roll song. It's glorious. Liam sounds as powerful as ever on the song. His voice just carries those verses it's just like a thudding delivery on those verses. Gets you hyped, gets you pumped. When you see this live, that voice of Liam, he's a rock star in every sense of the word. There is not a rock star on earth that can command this presence in his voice. I don't believe that, especially in the modern day rock stars. Because you think about it, you could say, well, You know, Guns N' Roses can still do it, you know, and all these bands can still do it. Yeah, but they're like really, really ancient old. I respect the band so much. They're really ancient old though. Whereas Liam, he's old, but he's still current. So for me, there's no current artist with a backlog as well. But there's no current artist who can do this. There's no current rock musician with the voice of Liam Gallagher. I just don't. I don't think there is. This album contains possibly the most blatant references to Noel of all of these 3 solo albums. Of course, the song "One of Us" with the lines "Come on, I know you want more. Come on and open your door. Act like you don't remember. You said we live forever. You're always one of us." It's about Noel, guys. It definitely is. It really showed his current feelings on that song. That song was very interesting, very vulnerable, but very catchy. One of Us. And it was just interesting to see Liam looking at his family and extending an olive branch. That was an olive branch to Noel Gallagher. No one can tell me any different. And that vocal melody of "Come on, I know you want more" is just great. It gets you. It's a great melody where it gets you emotionally because of what he's singing about, but it's just still a fun, bouncy vocal melody as well. Interesting instruments and vibe all through that song. Once is stunning. Now, like I said earlier, no one really gets respect for songs today because everything has happened. If an iconic song comes out, no one really views it like a Beatles song, an Oasis song. They just don't. Whereas Once is as good as anything Oasis ever wrote. It's as good as anything those classic bands ever wrote. I put that up there. I think it's one of the best songs of the last 30 years. I will say that.
But oh, I remember how you used to shine back then. You went down so easy like a glass of wine, my friend.
It's one of those songs that hits that unwritten thing. And I think a lot of Noel Gallagher's songs do this. There's an untapped thing where the melody just works. The decisions made with the instruments, the melody and the structure works. You know, the vocal works, the style works. It just all comes together, and Once is one of them. Liam Gallagher has got one of them on this album. It's full of meaning, full of melancholy. You know, again, Noel Gallagher seemed to be the one who could do this. You know, he was the one who was always tapping into real feelings and real experiences. Liam was the one writing the rock swagger songs. No, Liam has really tapped into that genuinity and that melancholy and that emotional but also heartwarming. And it's a way of reaching out to people, this song. And it's a captivating song. And it's probably about Noel Gallagher again, sorry to say it. I remember how he used to shine back then. You went down so easy like a glass of wine, my friend. There's very interesting, fun lyrics on this. Very well thought out lyrics and imagery. Some lines about Liam's childhood, about rising to the top with Oasis, but you only get to do it once. It's just such a bittersweet song. Such a bittersweet song. And just truly iconic for Liam. He'll be playing this song for the rest of his career as part of his main set. Like, it's stunning. Now That I Found You is one of the most fun and summery and full of life songs that Liam's ever written. It's great. It's foot tapping. It's pretty much modern day Paul McCartney. If you listen to Paul McCartney today, he's writing shite like this. I use the word shite not in a bad way. It's just it's a pop song, you know. It's joyous, but you can't help getting caught up in it. It's just a song about happiness in a relationship and finding someone good. It's for the summer vibes, and you know what? Liam Gallagher nails it. Liam Gallagher delivers. Halo is a blast of classic music energy. There's an infectious, urgent piano at the start of the track. Then there's just a blast of guitars. There's a real just a burst of energy to this song. It's just rock and roll, edge of your seat tension all through this song. The tension never lets up, and I love that delivery. It's so great to see Liam in a good place, because in BDI he was sticking to formulas. He was not really thinking outside the box. Here he's writing great stuff, staying true to what he knows, but he's not afraid to try out a wacky melody here and there. The song Why Me, Why Not has some great conviction to Liam's vocal. Very laid back, but at the same time still catchy song. A sense of underlying mood to that. There is a serious vibe to it. And again, an interesting delivery. Be Still, a glorious rip-roaring rock song, great fun. Liam can write these songs in his sleep. This is just what he does. It almost feels like Liam can go in and just press play on whatever the producer's done, whatever the band's done. He'll just straight ahead add his vocal melody and it'll just be, euphoria. I feel like songs like Be Still show that Liam can step away from the Oasis style of rock and kind of lean into kind of the more Kasabian type rock, or some of the rock that's going on today, like I think his name's Sam Fender, and the British rock stuff today, the Jake Bugg and stuff like that. I don't think those guys are anywhere near as good, but those are the sounds that are floating around in the rock world, and Liam can lean into them. The songs Meadow and All Right Now, for me, are modern John Lennon. If you want to hear what John Lennon would be making if he was still alive, listen to Meadow and All Right Now. Like, Liam sounds like John Lennon. It's haunting sometimes how similar Liam sounds to John Lennon. The River is a song that really grew on me. What a gritty, downbeat, moody song. Deliberate pace and that thudding drums and just slamming that guitar and the straight ahead delivery. Like, Liam's so good at that. He's so good at his voice just feeling like it's, a wall of sound coming at you. I love the song Gone. I think that's fantastic. It conjures up imagery, for me, cinematic imagery, almost Old West sort of imagery. It feels like a soundtrack to that. Very interesting vocal melody, because it's literally just Liam saying, I'm going to be gone, but it's really catchy somehow. It's, again, Liam trying out different vocal melodies and just making them really catchy, even though they're a bit strange. I love the whole aura of this track. I love the whole mood of it. It's great. Why Me, Why Not just feels like a perfect solo Liam Gallagher record. And this new album, it's different. It's taking a while to grow on me, but I still think it's good. All three of these albums are really, really good. But Why Me, Why Not is just one of the best rock albums of many years. What is your ranking of the 3 solo Liam Gallagher albums? I'm really looking forward to the new Noel Gallagher album, Council Skies. I was going to actually rank Noel Gallagher's albums before Liam's, but I feel like I might as well wait for Council Skies to do that, so that's what I'll do. But yeah, subscribe to this channel if you enjoy talking about music, if you enjoy playing it loud. Click on another video on the screen now for another Oasis, Liam Gallagher, Noel Gallagher video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.